Every time you step into the operating room, there's a unique atmosphere that envelops you. Clean and pristine, yet there's an undercurrent, a vibrant tension of existence and oblivion teetering on the edge. I'm Morgan, a surgeon at St. Mary's Hospital, where each day unfolds like a captivating tale of chance and choice. My hands, unwavering in their purpose, have consistently served as my most trusted instrument, weaving the fabric of existence between the light and the void. Today, as I prepare for the procedure, my thoughts drift beyond the patient lying beneath the glaring lights. It's all about Andrew, my husband, whose smile has the power to brighten our home like the dawn breaking over the horizon. And Jasper, our golden retriever, whose bark resonates through our halls, a sound so familiar it feels like an extension of my very being. Our home, a refuge where the tumult of life is kept at a distance by the embrace of affection and the sporadic disorder from Jasper's latest adventure. Yet today, there's an unusual vibe in the air. A tempest is rising not in the skies but deep inside my soul as I part ways with Andrew. The warmth of his lips lingers on mine. I vow to return before he drifts off into dreamland. He beams blissfully, ignorant of the weight that has taken residence in my heart, heavy and unyielding. The hospital corridors twist and turn, each bend revealing a new tale, a new life. Seeking care, with intention, I guide them, my white coat serving as a barrier to the surrounding turmoil. But tonight, the familiar stillness before the chaos seems to pulse with an energy as if the ground itself is holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable shift. In the locker room, I slip into my scrubs, the fabric wrapping around me like a well worn tail. My fingers glide over the name tag. D.R. Morgan, a reflection of my essence, or perhaps the version of myself I've been striving to embody. The mirror reveals a familiar visage. Yet this evening, a shadow lingers in the depths of the eyes, whispering of untold tales. As the night unfolds, the initial case appears to be just another ordinary occurrence, or at least that's how it presents itself. A car accident unfolds, and there lies a young man, his injuries demanding my complete focus. As I toil away, my thoughts drift to the hidden truth. I've been guarding a truth that has the power to unravel the life Andrew and I have woven together. There's so much more to share. Beyond the surgeries now, it's a journey through the decisions I've faced, the fabrications I've spun, and the undeniable reality that's been eating away at me. The operating room stands as a sacred space, a realm where the outside world fades away into oblivion. In this space, I wield the power each cut and every stitch, weaving a narrative of my craftsmanship. Yet this evening, while I tend to the young man's wounds, an unsettling sensation lingers within me, as if my own existence is gradually seeping away unavoidably. After the surgery, I find myself seeking a moment of solitude, the hospital's rooftop becoming my sanctuary. The city stretches out beneath its lights, twinkling like stars that have descended from the heavens. The cool night air fills my lungs as I seek clarity. Yet the unease lingers, a soft murmur at my side, echoing the turmoil inside me. Within the walls of the hospital, a narrative unfolds with nurses gliding through the corridors like whispers while doctors absorbed in their thoughts navigate their tasks with unwavering concentration. As I move through my rounds, I connect with my patients, each visit a cherished moment that anchors me in the present. Yet with each step, the weight grows more profound this evening, each heartbeat resonating like a drum in a mysterious procession. As the night deepens, the hospital's silence envelops the corridors, occasionally interrupted by the soft beep of machines or the faint whispers of conversations drifting through the air. In the break room, I hold a cup of coffee, watching the steam rise, mirroring the flow of my thoughts. The hidden truth, it's like a shadow lurking, pushing against all the light in my life, poised to break free and wreak havoc. When I think of Andrew, I can almost hear his laughter, feel his touch, and see the way he gazes at me as if I'm the only one that matters, and Jasper steadfast in his devotion, his essence a balm to the spirit. They are worthy of more than the tempest I am ready to bring forth. The night shift unfolds each passing hour, echoing the life I've crafted and the one that hangs in the balance. As I get ready for yet another surgery, my hands freeze, the scalpel suspended in the air. This moment transcends mere life saving. It's a confrontation with reality, a pivotal choice about the kind of surgeon and the kind of individual I genuinely wish to be. The operating room door swings open, and I step back into the light, embracing the life I've chosen, aware that whatever unfolds next, the tempest within will finally be unleashed, and when that moment arrives, everything will change forever. Tonight, the hospital holds an air of stillness where the gentle sound of night staff footsteps reverberates through the empty corridors. Though I'm on call, the atmosphere in the ER feels strangely tranquil. After tending to my patients, I choose to pause in my office, a cozy hidden nook where I frequently escape to reflect and recharge. Jasper, my faithful companion, is nestled under my desk, bringing a sense of warmth and comfort to my workday. As I sit, my thoughts drift to Andrew. Recently, our exchanges have felt tense, with the bond between us unraveling slightly. I've been experiencing a sense of separation not only from him, but also from my own self. The quiet of the office heightens these emotions, and I feel compelled to send a message to Andrew, yearning for a response, yet none comes. The emptiness of solitude in my abandoned office is palpable. I steal a quick look at the clock. The clock has struck past midnight. The hospital, often bustling with urgency and noise, now feels as if it has paused, holding its breath in anticipation of what is to come. I reach for my phone again, scrolling through old messages from Andrew, each one a glimpse into cherished moments filled with laughter and shared aspirations. I choose to break the quiet with a tale weaving words into the stillness. From my desk drawer, I retrieve a novel that has been patiently waiting for my attention. A tale I've longed to dive into, but have yet to find the moment to begin. The letters dance before my eyes as my mind wanders to Andrew. I find myself pondering whether he has drifted off into slumber, if thoughts of me occupy his mind, or if he lies awake wrestling with the same restless feelings that haunt me. The book slips from my grasp and I rise, moving restlessly around the confined space. Jasper awakens, his tail rhythmically tapping the floor, attuned to my unease. I lower myself next to him, gently caressing his soft fur, drawing comfort from the heat he radiates. What are your thoughts, Jasper? Should I share my story with him? I softly speak, aware that the only reply I'll receive is a gentle caress of affection on my hand. I settle back into my chair, my eyes drifting to the framed picture resting on my desk. It's a moment captured from our last vacation. Andrew's arm draped around me, our laughter mingling with the sound of the waves crashing behind us. That moment seems like it belongs to another era. I lift the frame, my thumb gliding over the glass, yearning to connect with the joy preserved within. A deep urge stirs within me, compelling me to rise and shatter this lingering silence and uncertainty. I choose to make my rounds once more, not out of necessity, but because the act of moving gives a sense of advancement. In the softly illuminated corridors, a faint hum of machinery fills the air, accompanied by the sporadic rustle of paper from a nearby nurse's station. As I visit Mrs. Langley, a wise soul on her journey of recovery from hip surgery, I find myself drawn into her world. In the quiet of the night, she rests her breaths, a gentle rhythm. I tuck her blanket in a simple gesture that brings a sense of comfort and connection. As I continue my journey, I come across Mr. Thompson, who is alert, his eyes revealing the depth of his suffering. I share a few moments with him, carefully adjusting his pain medication, engaging in gentle conversation about anything that might distract from his discomfort. Returning to my office, there's a sense of companionship that lingers, a reminder of the fleeting moments shared with others. As I settle into my chair, the soft blue light of the computer screen dances across my features. As I prepare to embark on a new journey, my fingers linger above the keys, ready to weave tales yet untold. Perhaps capturing my thoughts and fears on paper could be beneficial. I begin to write, not focusing on medicine or surgeries, but on Andrew, on our journey together. Words flow freely, revealing the depths of my fears, my uncertainties, and the affection I hold for him. It's not a letter to him, but a revelation to my own soul, a means to unravel the complexities within my heart. As I pen my thoughts, a gentle tap echoes from my door. Nurse Ellie stands there, her expression filled with regret. Dr. Morgan, a new tale has arrived for us to explore. A car accident unfolded, leaving several individuals with injuries. I nod swiftly, securing the document, the screen fading to black as I rise to my feet. Jasper's gaze lifts, tracking my movements as I step out of the office. The hospital's rhythm resumes, drawing me back into its embrace. Yet the words I've penned echo in my thoughts, a quiet vow to face the tempest within, not solely for my patients, but for Andrew, for us. The night unfolds every step I take, drawing me closer to the unavoidable meeting with my reality. In the stillness of the hospital, surrounded by solitude and the presence of patients, a profound internal struggle unfolds within me. As I get ready for yet another surgery, I find that this night, wrapped in silence, offers me a moment to ponder, to choose, and maybe even to start the journey of healing. In the stillness of the hospital, at night one can feel the weight of untold tales, a sharp departure from the lively chaos that fills the day. It's a quiet that magnifies each idea, each uncertainty. A silence envelops the space. The feeling of isolation deepens, echoing the absence of Andrew. I discover my hand moving towards an item I seldom embrace, a bottle of wine reserved for moments of significance. The alcohol softens the contours of my reality, and in this fog, I find myself sharing with Jasper, voicing my fears and frustrations into the air. Jasper, I murmur, my voice heavy with feeling. Fear grips me tightly. What if I've turned everything upside down? What if Andrew holds on to this forever? Jasper, noticing my unease, approaches me, his warmth a comforting contrast to the cold sterility of the office. In the stillness of the room, his tail thumps gently against the floor, creating a soothing rhythm that fills the air. The wine half finished blurred the lines of my judgment, stirring memories and emotions I had tried to bury. I've been so wrapped up in myself, Jasper holding on to this secret, believing I could handle it on my own. But it's consuming me from the inside out. My words flow freely, each one a revelation, a heartfelt request for connection, even if it's just for my faithful companion. In a moment of emotional collapse, overwhelmed by solitude and too much wine, I broke down beside Jasper, speaking to him as though he could understand the weight of my regret and confusion. It was a desperate search for comfort, nothing more. In a whirlwind of chaos, there lies a yearning for connection, albeit pursued in the most misguided manner. My hands, usually so precise in the operating room, trembled as I sat beside Jasper, silently begging the universe for answers. The emotional toll of the moment hit me hard. Reality rebounds with the force of a rubber band that has been pulled to its limits. I step back, my heart racing with a mix of remorse and uncertainty. What have I created? I share a secret, my voice soft and fleeting. Jasper gazes at me, his eyes brimming with unwavering affection, oblivious to the weight of my choices. I find myself upright, the world around me swirling just a bit as I make my way to the sink in my office. I splash cold water on my face, attempting to cleanse myself of the shame, the confusion, the sheer madness of the recent events. Yet the water fails to purify my spirit. The night unfolds every passing minute, lingering like a timeless tale waiting to be told. I take my seat once more, feeling the heaviness of my choices bearing down on me. Memories of Andrew flood my mind, his laughter, the warmth of his touch, and the way his gaze makes me feel like I'm the sole focus of his universe. How could I have broken that bond, even in such a strange, unfathomable way? My thoughts swirl, weaving together the threads of understanding. Could it have been the drink? What about the solitude, the dread of watching it all slip away? Or could it be something more profound, an aspect of myself I've always overlooked now emerging at the most unexpected moment? I reach for my phone once more, its screen shrouded in darkness and stillness. Silence surrounds me, devoid of any communication. The silence from Andrew now looms like a chasm, a gap I've only deepened with my own choices. I begin to type once more, my fingers dancing across the keys with a fresh sense of purpose. This moment, the expressions transcend mere admissions. They become a heartfelt request for absolution, a vow to face the tempest that rages inside me. Andrew, I have a story to share with you. I've been holding on to some truths, and tonight I've taken a step that could alter the course of our journey together. I'm feeling a bit anxious, but I must share my truth with you. When you receive this, I would love to have a conversation. The document captures every word, the cursor pulsating, eager for the next chapter to unfold. Yet, at this moment, the words seem to fade away. I shut the laptop, the screen fading to black, reflecting the shadows that linger within me. The stillness of the hospital has transformed into a thunderous cacophony in my mind. I find myself restless, yearning to break free, to take action, to find a way out of the limitations of my own thoughts. I revisit my patients, each encounter a chance to weave a narrative of hope, anchoring me in the essence of my calling, where I can still make a meaningful impact. As I traverse the hallways, the burden of my choices lingers behind me, a constant companion in the silence. This moment is destined to transform my life in ways I can't yet imagine. It's no longer solely about the hidden truth I've held on to. It's about the trust that's been shattered and the boundary I've overstepped. As I step back into my office, Jasper remains a living testament to the choices I've made. As I sit next to him, my fingers gently glide through his fur, hoping to mend what's been broken. In the only way I understand, I regret to hear that, Jasper, I whisper, my voice trembling. I deeply apologize. As darkness envelops the world, a sense of determination begins to take root within me. I must confront Andrew and share everything with him, not only the secret, but also what happened tonight. The idea sends shivers down my spine. Yet it must be done. This act of betrayal, though poorly chosen, has revealed the profound nature of my own yearning, the extremes I will reach to evade facing reality. As the first light of dawn creeps through the window, I come to understand that this night, filled with chaos, has ignited a chain of events that will transform my identity not only in my role as a surgeon, but also in my essence as a human being. The tempest inside has calmed, and now I find myself charting a course through the remnants alongside Andrew, alongside my own spirit, and the life we've woven together. The hospital awakens the shift of the day, stepping in, bringing with it the hope of fresh beginnings. But for me, it's a day that will begin with an unveiling, a heartfelt request for empathy, and a yearning for renewal. The journey before me is unclear, filled with possible heartache, yet it is a journey I must undertake in pursuit of honesty, in pursuit of affection, in pursuit of our connection. The following morning, the burden of my choices envelops me. I'm overwhelmed by a swirl of emotions, grappling with feelings of remorse, embarrassment, and uncertainty. Confronting Andrew feels impossible, and the sight of Jasper brings a wave of deep regret and discomfort within me. At work, I find myself lost in thought, my hands trembling during surgeries as memories of the previous night swirl in my mind. I strive to maintain a sense of normalcy, yet the illusion is beginning to falter. Andrew senses a shift in the atmosphere, his worry evident. He inquires about my well being, and I weave a tale of fatigue, masking the truth. Yet life unfolds like a tale of betrayal, deepening the chasm of secrets that lies between us. As the hours unfold, every second feels like it lingers, weaving a tapestry of time. My mind is a tempest of remorse and anxiety. I find myself revisiting that pivotal moment, the instant I stepped over a boundary that was never meant to be breached. The hospital, once my refuge, now resembles a confinement, each corner resonating with the weight of my past actions. In a fleeting moment of respite, I sit in the break room, lost in thought as I gaze into my coffee. The steam rises, creating a haze that mirrors the way my life feels, all edges softened and unclear. A message from Andrew lights up my phone, buzzing with anticipation. Is everything all right with you? There's something about you that feels unique. My heart feels heavy. The truth rests like a heavy stone in my chest, and each lie I weave to conceal it feels like an additional burden added to my heart. I respond, just a long night, my dear. Everything will work out just fine. Yet, as I hit send, a truth lingers within me. I am far from fine. I'm quite distant from that. The hospital corridors seem to constrict around me, every step echoing the journey I've traveled, the decisions that have shaped my life. As the clock strikes noon, my appetite vanishes, the meal remains abandoned, my insides twisting with unease. I set out on a stroll, believing that the rhythm of my steps could help untangle my thoughts, yet each step I take seems to lead me closer to a fateful encounter. In the hospital garden, I find myself on a bench, the cool air offering little comfort to the storm brewing within. I observe the leaves dancing in the wind, each one a testament to the delicate nature of existence, how swiftly everything can transform. The familiar buzz of my phone interrupts the silence, signaling yet another message from Andrew. Could we have a conversation when you return home? I have concerns for your well being. I respond, absolutely, it will share our tales. My fingers quiver as I type, aware that this exchange might unravel it all. The hidden truth, the encounter with Jasper, it's overwhelming. It seems as though I'm standing at the brink of a great adventure. One misstep and I could tumble into the unknown. Once again, I find myself summoned for another procedure. This time, we find ourselves immersed in the tale of a young woman facing a dire situation. I must concentrate to embody the surgeon I have prepared to become, yet my thoughts wander off my hands. Typically so reliable, seem to have a life of their own. A tiny error occurs, a slight mark where it shouldn't exist, and the nurse gazes at me, worry etched in her expression. Dr. Morgan, is everything all right with you? She inquires softly, her tone intimate, as if sharing a secret just between us. I nod, managing a smile. Just a little misstep. I'm okay, yet I'm not okay. I'm far from fine. The surgery concludes, and I find myself navigating the aftermath of my own intimate procedure, the one where I've woven my own narrative into the very essence of my existence. I find myself drawn to my office, craving a moment of quiet, a space to reflect. Jasper Ever, the loyal companion, gazes up at me with those innocent eyes, and a fresh surge of guilt washes over me. As I settle into my chair, the screen glows with the words I penned last night, a heartfelt revelation meant for Andrew. I revisited it, every word piercing like a dagger. I must share my truth with him. I must reveal what weighs on my heart. Yet the dread of losing him, of losing it all, tightens around me like a relentless grip. As the hours unfold, a sense of unease deepens with every tick of the clock. I find myself glued to my phone, anxiously anticipating Andrew's reply, hoping for any indication that he might be aware that he might be drifting away. Yet all that remains is the quiet, steadfast presence that lingers endlessly as the shift draws to a close. I collect my belongings, my actions feeling almost automatic. Jasper trots along his tail, a joyful banner, unaware of the tempest brewing inside me. As I navigate the road home, every mile unfolds like a chapter in a haunting tale, each one drawing me closer to an inevitable conclusion. As I step inside, I find Andrew waiting, his expression heavy with concern. Morgan, can you share what's happening? His voice is soft, yet it cuts through the mask I've been wearing all day. I inhale deeply as the thoughts I've kept inside all day surge forth, eager to be shared. Andrew, there's something important we need to discuss. There's a tale I need to share with you, a secret I've held close for too long. My voice trembles, the floodgate of my feelings finally bursting open. He sits, his expression transforming from worry to an enigmatic mask. What's on your mind, Morgan? In this confined space, the atmosphere weighs heavily, wrapping around like a thick blanket. I find myself beside him, my hands woven together in my lap, a silent witness to the unfolding moments around us. I've committed an act that haunts me, something irreversible, and I've held onto a secret from you, one that gnaws at my conscience. Andrew's gaze locks onto mine, seeking the hidden truths that linger just out of reach, waiting to be uncovered. Share with me. He says, his voice unwavering, yet I can sense the underlying pulse of apprehension. I share with him all the details of the secret, the events of the night prior, and the wild moment with Jasper. Every word carries the weight of a secret, a revelation that could unravel everything we have. His complexion drains of color, and his gaze expands filled with disbelief and pain. The stillness that ensues is overwhelming. I linger, my heart racing, anticipating his reply, his verdict. The tempest inside me has calmed. And now I must confront the tempest beyond the one I have summoned upon us. Will Morgan's secret stay buried, or will it burst forth into the light? In the moments that follow my revelation, Andrew's next words hold the key, revealing the delicate interplay of our affection and faith in one another. As Andrew stepped into the room, a charged atmosphere enveloped us, his footsteps resonating off the cold, clinical walls of my office. He anticipated discovering me immersed in a sea of documents, maybe a touch frazzled, yet nothing particularly unusual. Instead, he was greeted by the sight of last night's wine bottle half empty and the chaos of my emotions strewn about like the aftermath of a tempest. His gaze swept across the room before landing on me, his demeanor transforming from a light-hearted concern to a profound unease. Morgan, care to share what's happening? His voice carried a gentle quality, yet beneath it lay a subtle tension, a whisper of an unformed thought just out of reach. I gazed up at him, my heart racing the words I had penned earlier, now feeling like a heavy weight pressing down on me. Andrew, we have something important to discuss. I managed to say, my voice barely above a whisper. He settled into his seat opposite me, his eyes locked onto mine with unwavering intensity. I understand that. Can you share what it is? The words struggled to escape my throat, yet I pushed them forth. I've woven a tale of regret, a chapter I cannot rewrite. The atmosphere grew heavy with every utterance. The burden of my treachery suspended in the space between us. His face typically bright and inviting, now shadowed by uncertainty and pain. Could you clarify that for me, Morgan? What tales have you woven? I inhaled deeply, feeling the truth rise from the shadows of my remorse. There's something I've been holding back from you, a truth that's been gnawing at my conscience, and just last night, in a fleeting moment of vulnerability, I made a choice I now wish I could take back. Andrew's gaze locked onto mine, seeking the hidden truth he felt but had yet to uncover. Share with me, he implored, his voice unwavering, yet laced with a hint of trepidation. I shared with him the hidden truth, the one that had been eating away at me, the one that could dismantle everything we had created together. As I recounted the solitude and the dread, my voice quivered as I unveiled the events of the previous night, sharing the tale of that reckless moment with Jasper. Every word hung heavy in the air, a whispered secret that could unravel everything we had built. The quiet that ensued was overwhelming. Andrew's complexion drained of color, his eyes opened wide, reflecting a mix of disbelief and pain. He rose suddenly, moving back and forth in the cramped space, his fingers tangled in his hair, a clear sign of his astonishment and turmoil. What's the story behind that, Morgan? What would lead you to make that choice? His voice carried a heavy weight, blending frustration and sorrow. I'm not quite sure. Andrew, in that moment, solitude wrapped around me like a heavy blanket. Fear creeping in as the wine swirled my thoughts into a haze. I sought a bond, a way to ease my solitude. Yet I opted for the most misguided path. My explanation felt weak even as I spoke it aloud. He ceased his restless movements, pivoting to meet my gaze, his eyes brimming with emotion. And what about Jasper? How could he become a part of this emotional chaos I created, even if unknowingly? I truly apologize. Andrew, it was a moment of chaos, a frantic search for something elusive within me. Every part of me feels the weight of that regret. My voice trembled and tears flowed down my cheeks. Andrew sank into his seat, cradling his head in his hands, his shoulders trembling ever so slightly. I require some time to reflect, Morgan. This requires my attention. Words seem to escape me. The walls seem to draw nearer, enveloping me in a tight embrace. I felt an urge to connect, to bridge the gap between us, to help him see. Yet deep down, I recognized my boundaries. I completely get it if you require some time to process things. I can no longer hold this back from you. It has been tearing me apart. He gazed at me, his eyes tinged with a hint of sorrow. What can you share about Jasper? Is he grasping any of this? He really doesn't, Andrew. He's merely a dog brimming with affection and devotion, blissfully ignorant of the weight of my choices. I've broken his trust as well in a manner that words will never capture for him. Andrew's eyes wandered adrift in a sea of contemplation. I need some air, he said at last, rising to his feet. I shall return, but I must take some time to reflect. I observed him depart the door, gently shutting in his wake, leaving me solitary with the echoes of my revelation. The atmosphere in the office was chilling with an overwhelming silence. Hanging in the air, I glanced at Jasper, who was peacefully resting beneath my desk, his tail gently thumping, oblivious to the whirlwind he had unknowingly become a part of. Forgive me, Jasper, I murmured, my voice trembling. I deeply apologize. The minutes unfolded, weaving a tapestry of time that seemed to extend into endless hours. I found myself lost in thought, reliving the moment, every word and every nuance of Andrew's expression vividly coming back to me. The dread of his absence, of watching everything we had created slip away, was all consuming. Upon Andrew's return, his expression was firm, his gaze still weighed down by concern, yet there was a flicker of determination within him. Morgan, my feelings for you are deep, yet this moment shifts everything I seek to uncover all the details. What tale lies behind the secret you've been holding on to? I inhaled, deeply aware that this was the pivotal moment. Andrew, I want to share something about my work. There's a situation I found myself in, one that could put my career and our life together at risk. There's more to it than what happened last night. It's a journey through the decisions I've taken and the fabrications I've spun. He absorbed my words, his face a mask of contemplation as I recounted the moral quandaries I had encountered, the sacrifices I had embraced in the pursuit of preserving life. Yet what price must be paid? As I concluded, Andrew's expression revealed a whirlwind of emotions. I require some moments, Morgan, moments to comprehend, to determine if I can embrace this reality. My affection for you runs deep, yet the foundation of our bond lies in trust. It is paramount. I understand, I replied, my voice almost a breath. Take all the time you require. As he departed once more, it dawned on me that the tempest inside had truly subsided, and now I must chart a course through the remnants alongside Andrew, within myself, and to the life we've crafted together. The journey before me was unclear, filled with possible hardships, yet it was a journey I had to undertake for the sake of honesty, for the sake of affection, for the sake of our bond. In the wake of everything, Andrew departs, seeking solitude to reflect. In this quiet moment, I find myself alone with Jasper, his gaze filled with unwavering affection, blissfully unaware of the turmoil swirling around us. In the depths of my heart, a battle rages between the affection I hold for Andrew and the heavy burden of guilt that envelops me. I choose to embark on a journey of discovery, not only for the sake of my relationship, but for my own growth as well. In therapy, I find a sanctuary where I can weave together the intricate tapestry of my feelings. Andrew and I embark on a journey together, one that is filled with challenges but is essential for our growth. As I find myself at a crossroads, the fate of my relationship with Andrew teeters on the edge, while the connection I share with Jasper has transformed irrevocably. I've discovered that searching for connection in misguided places can result in turmoil. Yet there is a glimmer of hope for redemption through truth and recovery. Will Morgan and Andrew discover a path that leads them back to one another, or is this the conclusion of their tale? As Andrew stepped outside, the stillness of the room echoed the whirlwind of feelings swirling inside me. Jasper, feeling the change in the air, approached with his tail wagging, eager to bring me some solace. Yet his presence now echoed the misstep I had taken. I found myself in a moment of reflection, the heaviness of my truth enveloping me, acutely aware of the solitude that my decisions had brought upon me. The following days unfolded like a whirlwind. I drifted through my tasks at work, my hands operating on autopilot while my thoughts wandered far away. The hospital, once a haven of hope, now seemed like a backdrop to my life, where I was simply going through the motions, not truly experiencing each moment. Every surgery echoed the precision I yearned for in my personal life, a testament to the control that had slipped through my fingers. It was clear to me that I could not go on in this manner, the weight of guilt and the dread of losing. Andrew loomed heavily, overwhelming every thought. Thus, I chose to embark on a journey towards seeking assistance. I discovered a therapist, a person who could navigate the intricate web of my feelings, someone who could assist me in unraveling the reasons behind my actions. The initial gathering felt overwhelming. In that office, surrounded by shelves brimming with tales and the soothing aroma of lavender enveloping me, I felt vulnerable. Yet Dr. Ellis, with her soothing presence, wove a narrative that made it all more manageable. Share with me the tales of the night, she said, her voice soft and welcoming. I shared it all, from the solitude and the wine to that unforgettable moment with Jasper. It was a struggle akin to extracting splinters of glass lodged deep within my spirit. Yet with every word I sensed a gentle liberation, a dawning awareness of my own frailties. Andrew, said, my voice trembling, I must find a way to rescue us, but I feel lost. Dr. Ellis absorbed the words, her gaze contemplative. Healing begins with self discovery, Morgan, and at times it calls for both partners to journey through the flames side by side. Her words echo with meaning. It was clear to me that Andrew had to join us on this adventure, so I approached him, inquiring if he might be open to exploring the idea of couples counseling. His response wavered, yet he consented, his voice echoing the depth of our collective sorrow. Our initial gathering was filled with a palpable tension. The atmosphere was thick with the unspoken tales of our lingering conflicts. Dr. Ellis led us with care, encouraging us to open up about our emotions, not only regarding the event, but also about our shared journey, our anxieties, our aspirations. Andrew recounted a tale of betrayal where trust lay in ruins. His words cut deep, yet I understood their importance. My heart held a deep affection for you, Morgan, and that feeling remains yet. I find myself wondering how to navigate beyond this moment. I absorbed every word, feeling a deep ache in my heart. I understand that forgiveness may not come quickly for you, Andrew. I acknowledge the error I've made, and I'm eager to navigate this journey together for our sake. The sessions unfolded, revealing the intricate tapestry of our relationship, laying bare the tender threads of our bond. We shared tales of connection, the weight of my responsibilities, the solitude that enveloped me, and how it all culminated in that fateful evening. In the journey of self discovery, I started to uncover the threads of our shared experiences, revealing the hidden flaws in the structure we had built together. Andrew began to share his own vulnerabilities, revealing his concerns about not measuring up for me and for our shared journey. One evening, after a particularly intense session, we sat in our car, the silence between us now lighter, filled with unspoken thoughts and shared experiences. I'm making an effort, Morgan. Andrew said, his voice now more gentle. My heart yearns for the connection we share, yet doubt lingers in the shadows. I understand, I said, my hand moving towards his, uncertain if he would withdraw. He simply didn't. I've arrived, Andrew. I'm here to stay. I yearn to restore what has slipped away from us. As the weeks transformed into months, we discovered a fresh cadence, not identical to what it once was, but rather something unique, something forged through sincerity and the diligent effort of mending. Jasper, unwavering as always, stood by us, embodying the essence of our journey, a testament to a love that could withstand even the bleakest of times. As I stood at this crossroads, it dawned on me that my relationship, much like my connection with Jasper, had transformed over time. It was no longer about the flawless moments we shared, but about the strength we found in embracing our flaws side by side. The lingering question was whether we would rediscover our path to one another or if this marked our final chapter. Only time would reveal the outcome, but for now I was dedicated to the journey of redemption, believing that through honesty and healing, we could reconstruct not only our marriage, but also our very selves. If you found this tale captivating, be sure to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. This will assist us in crafting more captivating narratives for you.